Beacon Morning, the most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
We're talking about judges who were literally paid millions of dollars to send kids to jail. The kickbacks came from the privately run juvenile detention centers that stood to make those millions by increasing the head count. Kids as young as 12 years old hauled away for trespassing, fighting on the school bus, even pocketing loose change. Kids who were taken away from their parents, in some cases for years. The day is seared in Linda Donovan's memory.
They just grab him like he's some kind of hard criminal, like he's a murderer, and rip him away. There's nothing you could do.
Nearly 3 years ago, her son Eric, 11 at the time, took her car out for a joyride. Eric crashed the car, and Linda called the police. She wanted to teach her son a lesson and thought at most he'd get a slap on the wrist. What happened next shocked both mother and son.
The guy said, grabbed my arm and said, "Come this way," and that was it. He just put the handcuffs and shackles on.
Eric, at the age of 12, was hauled away to a juvenile detention center.
What were your emotions that day?
Scared, confused, helpless.
Most of all, alone. For the next 2 years, Eric was shuttled from lockup to lockup. He says he even thought about suicide.
I would call her and I'd say, "It's not worth it. I'm never gonna see you again."
This past October, he finally came home. But before they could celebrate, they learned Eric's case was part of a countywide corruption scandal that has rocked this small section of eastern Pennsylvania. 2 judges, Mark Chivarella and Michael Conahan, charged in a federal case involving $2.6 million in kickbacks. In return for the money, the judges sent teens to at least 2 privately run juvenile detention centers, which stood to gain by filling them up.
I mean, there's a kid who fought on a school bus. He got 9 months in detention. Another one who put something on MySpace about a teacher and told everyone it was a joke. Those people got time in detention. I mean, this is crazy.
Lawyer Mike Cefalo is representing more than 200 families, and the list keeps growing.
All this time I thought, I'm blaming myself. It's my fault. I should have never called the cops. And to hear a greedy judge is behind that, it's just, I'm irate.
What's worse, Eric has changed, both at home and at school.
They think I'm crazy,
How does that make you feel?
like an outcast.
The judges have pleaded guilty to fraud and tax charges. They've been disbarred, and under the plea deal, will serve more than 7 years in prison. For Linda and her son, that is little consolation.
We gotta make up for the 2 years that was taken away. We'll never get back what we had. We'll never be the way we used to be.
CNN has reached out to both judges and their lawyers. Nobody would comment to us, but Judge Mark Chivarella told the Guardian newspaper in Great Britain he only wanted to, quote, help these kids straighten out their lives. Cash for kids, he responds, all I wanted was for these children to avoid becoming statistics in an adult world.